Welcome to Littleton Common. I'm Bob Spinozzi.
And I'm Barbara McRae. So Bob, did you know that May is Senior Citizen Month? We have our own month.
Yeah, I really didn't know that.
Yeah. You know, in 1963, President John F. Kennedy and the Council of Senior Citizens proclaimed May as Senior Citizens Month. And then, in 1965, President Lyndon Johnson formally declared May Older Americans Month. This established the first federal agency designed to address the struggles of older citizens. Introduced were nutrition programs, transportation assistance, funded elderly adult daycare, legal assistance, and many other services for seniors, and passed the Medicare programs to offer health care. This didn't end with Johnson, because every president since has offered a formal proclamation declaring May as a time to remember and honor older citizens. Communities organized events, fairs, and fundraisers, and they're focusing on seniors. We did that one year by involving the businesses in town. This month of May, let's honor our Littleton seniors with giving the thumbs up for a senior center, keeping our seniors active, socially healthy. Town meeting is May 6th, so vote yes for our wish, please. Sharon Noley from Summit Elcare will be at the council to present a discussion on how to de-stress your life. Sharon will be at the COA on May 15th, giving you advice on taking care of yourself, being thankful, stop worrying about everyone else, how laughter is important, exercise is vital, socializing, meditating, and how to forgive and forget. And it's all good advice. So join Sharon from 11 to 12 noon on May 15th in COA room 230.
Now, keeping active is fun if you do fun things, and pickleball is one of those things to do. The tennis courts will be open on Fridays for seniors to play pickleball. Join some friends every Friday morning at 10 a.m. at the tennis court and play. Keep those muscles strong, so call COA to sign up, 978-540-2470. Spring session is free. Have you tried pickleball?
No.
And it's a variation of tennis.
Oh.
So this is going to sound kind of corny, but it's a true story. In 1965, there was a congressman from Washington State named Joel Pritchard. He was playing tennis with his wife. So they're playing tennis, and their dog, Cocker Spaniel dog, Pickles, kept running on the court, grabbing the ball, and running off court with it. So they decided to say, hey, you know, that's Pickles' ball.
Okay.
So the control room's not laughing, so I don't.
I thought it was cute, but you're making me think of Billy Bob anyway. We'd have the Billy Bob ball.
Okay, that equates. Now, another great exercise is ping pong. This game will be in room 123 every Wednesday and Friday from 10 a.m. to noon. You must call the COA office to reserve a spot. Drop-ins are welcome, but stop by the COA office first. Crafts at the council has become very popular. Sharon Corbin began this craft day, and now each month, Anita Harding and Kathy Coughlin put a new craft on the table, and a number of craftsmen and new crafters enjoy what they are doing. On May 22nd, you will be decorating T-shirts. You will use stencils as well as a variety of decorative trinkets and embellishments. Come and create a one-of-a-kind masterpiece to wear, or you can give it as a gift. Attendance is limited, so call to sign up at 978-540-2470 and do it soon. Now that's May 22nd from 1 to 3 in the multi-purpose room, Shattuck Street. The cost for that is $3. The movie of the month is On the Basis of Sex. Felicity Jones stars in the inspiring and spirited true story that follows young lawyer Ruth Bader Ginsburg as she teams with her husband Marty to bring a groundbreaking case before the U.S. Court of Appeals and overturn a century of gender discrimination. Movie will be shown in room 230 on Monday, May 23rd at 1 p.m. $2 donation is appreciated for that. Now, Evan Thea Valakis is here with news from Indian Hill Music.
Thanks, Bob. Well, it's time to get more music into your life. And here are some ideas for you. Over at Indian Hill, we've got a bluegrass jam with the Reiner Family Band, and that's happening on Friday, May 3rd at 7:30 p.m., and tickets are $10 for that. And what they'll do is they'll play a lively set of bluegrass and old-time and country tunes, and then we'll have an open jam where if you play one of those instruments, you come on down and you can play with the band. So it's the Bluegrass Jam on Friday, May 3rd. Then we've got chamber music at Indian Hill. We're featuring the Vento Chiaro Wind Quintet, and they'll be playing music by composers with local ties like Bernstein and Amy Beach and Harbison, and that's going to be Sunday, May 5th, 3 o'clock p.m., and tickets are $15 for that. You can find out more about all of the concerts at indianhillmusic.org or call us 486-9524. Also, you can come on down as well and buy a ticket. We've got jazz at Indian Hill happening on Friday, May 10th, 7:30 p.m., and this time it's going to be the Luna Collective, and they're going to be playing the music of Art Blakey's Jazz Messengers, so it's jazz from the 1950s. The Box Lunch concert series continues on Thursday, May 16th, with two shows, one at 11 and one at 1:30 p.m., and this time it's going to be the music of Bing Crosby, so you're going to want to be there for that. And we've got Billy Novick on the saxophone and clarinet, and Justin Meyer on bass, and Ted Powers on guitar and vocals, so another exciting Box Lunch concert over at Indian Hill. Our New England Flute Orchestra of Indian Hill will have their concert on Sunday, May 19th, 3 o'clock p.m., and tickets are $10 for that. And the group will be playing music of our time from the year 2000 to the present, music arranged for flutes. Summer music lessons, you can sign up now for private lessons or classes or multi-week programs that we have for you this summer at Indian Hill, and we hope to see you.
Thanks, Eve. Ellen Arugio hosts bingo at the Senior Diner every Friday at 1 p.m. for the Friends of the COA. There are many prizes, and the room is full of enthusiastic players. Join Ellen for an afternoon of bingo with friends. St. Anne's Sunshine Club will meet on Thursday, May 16th at 1 p.m. for the last bingo games until September. Bingo meets on the third Thursday of every month from September through May. The game is played for small prizes and groceries. And after bingo, there are refreshments. So call Chris Banks with any questions, and that's at 860-303-0001. The Congregational Church will also hold its last bingo afternoon on May 9th, and that's until October. So call Jane Lyons at 978-486-3436 for more information. The next podiatry clinic is Tuesday, May 21st in room 233. That's been changed from the Selectmen's Room to 233 on the second floor. The clinic is by appointment only, so please call 978-504-2470 to schedule your appointment, and the cost is $35. The Friends Thrift Shop is open and ready with spring and summer merchandise. This month, we are featuring bridal clothes, and anything we receive for a wedding or a bride will be shown to our brides, bridesmaids, mothers, and mothers-in-law, and that's to help their budget. Drop in and see what is new. You will be glad you did. The Friends of the COA had a quiet month in April. There was no luncheon for the seniors because the high school and Littleton Electric Department hosted luncheons, and thank you to both. May 6th is town meeting, and the Friends had been concentrating on what would happen there for a senior center. Hope all is positive. We will be meeting at the El Forno for our annual Volunteer Appreciation Lunch, and this will be by invitation only. And we will need you to sign up to let us know you are coming. Remember, you'll get an invitation, call, and sign up, and let us know you're coming. And then we will be helping the Friends Thrift Shop staff with a fashion show. We hope to have some surprises during the summer, and the theme luncheons will begin in September. Thank you for your support. We couldn't do all the programs without your donations. Now, join Sam Alvarez for news from the library.
Thanks, Barbara. And here's what's happening at the Reuben Hoare Library. On May 8th at 1:30, we're holding a movie matinee for kids in the Cooper Room. The film will be Mary Poppins. That night at 7 in the Cooper Room, we'll hold a Take Me Out to the Ball Game, History of the Red Sox program with UMass Law professor Frank Morris. Professor Morris will discuss the history of baseball and the Red Sox. On May 9th at 7 is Library Movie Night. The film will be Boy Erased. On May 11th at 4 in the Multipurpose Room, there will be a Destination Imagination skit titled Journey Through Monopoly. Watch local Destination Imagination team, the Penny Bag Playwrights, perform the skit that earned them the chance to represent Massachusetts at the Global Finals in Kansas City at the end of May. In this 8-minute play, 4 friends find themselves trapped inside a Monopoly game. One of them gets sent to jail, and the others hatch a plan to get him out and exit the game. The Friends of the Reuben Hoare Library are holding their spring book sale on May 16th, 17th, and 18th. Come support the Friends of the Library. On May 22nd at 7 in the Cooper Room, you'll learn new gardening skills in our Gardeners Going Native program. For the kids, we have a story time in the children's room every Wednesday at 11, and PJ story time with Mrs. Sill at 7 on Wednesday, May 8th. I'll see you next month.
Thanks, Sam. Now, the high school presents the Littleton High School Spring Band Concert on Tuesday, May 7th, 7 p.m. at the Littleton High School Auditorium. This is a free concert featuring the Littleton High School Concert Band and the Littleton High School Jazz Band. So try and go to this concert. They're absolutely fantastic. And also, don't miss the upcoming Littleton Middle School and High School drama performances on May 17th and 18th at 7 p.m. and May 19th at 2 p.m. Now that's again at the Littleton Middle School cafeteria. Tickets are $10 at the door, cash or check only, or tickets can be purchased online.
The Littleton Country Gardeners are busy getting ready for their annual plant sale on the Common. Every year, the members of the Garden Club dig plants from their own gardens and more from gardens that are open to them. And they have a multitude of plants for this spring sale. Tents are put up and plants are spread over the Common. This year, a variety of Mother's Day gifts, vegetables and herbs, drought-resistant, pollinators, and native plants will be there for you to plant in your garden or give as a gift. And speaking of gifts, Larson Farms will have gift certificates, and they'll be available. And make sure you come early and help the Garden Club sponsor many programs and keep the town civic sites blooming, and that's by your buying the plants and any donations. If you would like to join this special group, call Sharon Corbin, Vice President, at 978-486-3074. And remember, men are welcome, so don't be shy. Every year on Arbor Day in April, the country gardeners give trees to Littleton's third graders to plant in their own yards. This successful program has been giving trees for the past 25 plus years. Shown are trees that were planted years ago and are thriving with love and care of the students who receive them. The Conservation Committee orders them, and the Shade Committee purchases and then donates them, and gardeners package them up and present them to the children. If your child receives one of these trees, help them plant in a place you will enjoy watching them grow and your child grow. You will hear more about Garden Club members when my guest today is Monica Pepicelli. Monica will tell us about her trip and climb on Mount Kilimanjaro, so stay with us for that. Sharon Corbin was the person who organized our latest Littleton contest, Hats Off to Littleton. A workshop was held and 46 hats were entered in this event, adorning the doors of Littleton to welcome spring. The judges were Fire Chief Scott Wodzinski, Deputy Chief Tom Clancy, Police Chief Matt Pinard, and Deputy Police Chief Jeff Patterson, so you know it was honest. Winners were Anne Marie Chernovsky, Sally Crystal, Sharon Corbin, Joan Ingram, Chris McCumber, and all entries were congratulated for their arrangements. And we are looking forward to possibly seeing this contest again next year. The Friends of the COA would like to give sincere thanks to the providers of the generous prizes and supplemental funds making this event possible. Thanks to the Littleton Rotary Club, Acton Toyota of Littleton, Cowley Associates Real Estate, Sheer Madness, Tavern on the Square, O'Neill Cinemas, Bubbles and Polished Nails, and Day Spa Courtyard Marriott. Photographers and helpers were Dave Plogger, Jim Donnelly, Deborah Gray, Pat Allen, and Nancy Depew.
Now, if you're a veteran and need assistance with filing disability claims, pensions, financial aid, medical expenses, burial assistance, cemetery markers and flags, and much more, meet with John Borowski on Monday and Thursday at 8:30 to noon in the library small meeting room. Call John to make an appointment at 978-540-2485. And don't miss the Veterans Breakfast on Wednesday, May 29th in the Senior Diner, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. Veterans of all ages are welcome. Breakfast for the ladies is May 9th, 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. And for the men, it's May 15th, 7:30 to 9 a.m. Great food made by a really good chef. So come on down to the Senior Diner to enjoy bacon, eggs, sausages, pancakes, home fries, and toast. Wow.
Terrific.
Bill Else, Internet and computer classes for May are as follows. May 2nd, map applications, Google Maps, Google Earth, historical maps, and wetland maps. Then on May 9th, end of the year summary, and the last class until September. Classes are on Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. in room 230.
Stay with us now as I interview Monica Pepicelli and her incredible climb to the top of Mount Kilimanjaro. Garden Club members are not little old ladies with straw hats and little shovels. They are a multitude of young and older housewives, executives, teachers, and all-around interesting women, and now a very welcome gentleman. All have an interest in plants and civic awareness and are volunteers. Some are world travelers with trips to Australia, France, Italy, and more. And today we are with one of the Garden Club and Littleton's adventurers, Monica Pepicelli, who recently climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. So Monica, what a great thing to do. But tell me something, first of all, when did you do this?
I did this in September of last year.
But why?
My niece, when she was in 5th grade, her teacher told her that she had climbed Mount Kilimanjaro I think it was during the summer months. And so it got into her head that she wanted to do this by the time she was 30. And so this past year, she turned 30. And so in March, she said, "Hey, Aunt Monica, you want to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro?" And I went, "Sure, why not?"
Oh my.
Not having any idea what I was doing. And so it was my niece and her sister, Courtney, and then my sister. And so the 4 of us went, and we just had an absolute great time, as well as it was just tough. It was very tough.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess that you have to be tough to be able to think about going.
Yes.
Because, I mean, if you have leg problems and a walker, you're not going to want to go on this trip.
Right.
But was it a tour that you read about, or how did you find the way to go?
So my sister and Catherine, my niece, my sister is Denise, and Catherine did a lot of the research, and said basically we've decided to do the 7-day route, and we did the Lemosha route. It's a little less traveled than some of the other main routes that you can get up there in 5 days, but those people that do it in 5 days also are more likely to, or there's a higher percentage of failure because you're not adapting as much to the altitude. Because what you're doing is you're climbing to 19,340 feet, I think it's around. And you're doing that over a period of time. So you have to acclimate. If you don't acclimate,
I bet.
you're going down the mountain. And we saw 2 different instances where they actually had to evacuate people by helicopter while we were there.
I wondered about that too, because if you had any and didn't know, maybe some lung problems that, or something going on in your system that you really never knew about, you'd find out on this trip, I bet.
Yeah.
And I know because I didn't realize I was having any lung problems when we were in Italy, and we wanted to climb such a small mountain, Vesuvius, very small compared. And I started, and I had to stop. I couldn't do it. I found out I couldn't breathe. So I would have been in trouble with you. They would have
definitely
evacuated me.
Yes.
But at any rate, yeah, I did wonder about that if someone couldn't make it. But they have people to take care of you if you can't do it, right? And
That
call
is
in.
right, yes. So you have to have insurance ahead of time that you could be evacuated. Most likely, they're going to get some porters, and those porters are going to take you down, either walking you back down, or if you're serious, they'll put you on a stretcher, and they'll roll you down on a stretcher, which is really rather hilarious when you look at it, or serious. And those are the people that either have a sudden attack or they are in denial of their symptoms.
Oh, yeah.
But they're all well-trained, any organization that goes up there, so they're taking your blood pressure in the morning and in the evening every day, just making sure your heart rate, that kind of thing, that everything is good.
Well, I'm glad that you were in good shape.
Me too.
So you had a camp out.
Yes.
And was it cold or warm or?
So you start in the jungle,
Okay.
and you go all the way up to the very top. And by the time that you're actually climbing to the top that day, we started at 3:30 in the morning, and we got up there around noon. You are delirious. This is the best thing to say, because you have less air. I think there's a 2% difference in the amount of air, oxygen that's in the air. So you are a little lightheaded, and once I got to the top, I was like, okay, let the crows come get me. I don't care. I'm just staying here. I'm done. But yeah, so yeah, it's very cold, but you don't actually really notice it because you're just a little delirious.
Yeah. But so did you see some game?
No game.
No.
And it was surprising too, because we were there during the spring, what is considered their spring, and because you're just below the equator. So you would have thought that you would have seen something, but no game, unfortunately.
Yeah. How many people went?
4, just the 4 of us.
Oh.
So we went with a company called Trek to Kili, and you can choose to go, they don't offer this, but other organizations will let you go in with a group of anywhere from 10 to 20. Trek to Kili believes in making it very personable. Instead of trying to match what people's likes are or any of that stuff, they create a group just for you. So we had 20 porters in total, of which one was a guide, one was the assistant guide, and then these porters take care of everything. So you're allowed to bring a 33 pounds of weight. That includes your sleeping bag, all your clothes, and you're going from really, hot weather all the way up to freezing cold. So you have to fit a lot in this one little bag.
I need a closet with me.
And they cook all your food. And they
Wow.
set up your
Oh,
tents.
I'd go just for that.
Yeah, no, it was just fabulous. We had a great cook, and the food was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's
It was
such
great.
a trip. I
Yeah,
mean, really.
yeah.
And I'm happy that, you were able to go with your niece who wanted to
Yes.
do this someday.
Yeah.
And that was a long time ago that she decided,
Yeah.
so you must have been 12 yourself.
Yeah, right.
But at any rate, to be able to that many years later say we actually are going to do it.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to know a lot about how you felt. Okay, she said let's go. Now begin with how you felt about doing this that day, and then on to going and things that
Right.
could have happened.
Right. So I don't think I realized at all what I was signing myself up for. So that was March. I think in June is when I really started to kick into gear and try and get into shape. And so I did a lot of climbing. I did Mount Wachusett. I did Mount Monadnock. That was a nightmare, but I'm so glad I did it because there's so many stones. And there are so many stones on Mount Kilimanjaro that I was glad I did that.
You said something too, just to interrupt, about shoes for that.
Right. So, you read a lot. I read a lot of blogs of people who had done it. You really need to get a good pair of hiking boots. And it's amazing when you have a good pair of hiking boots because you don't slide anywhere. It grips. It's fabulous, and you need that. So it was a slow process of trying to acquire what I needed in the way of equipment and then trying to work out. And I have very sensitive feet, so I get blisters easily. My sister decided to do an Ironman to train for this. And she's older than I am. She's an amazing woman. And so she was doing that. And when she was doing that, there was somebody else who was doing the Ironman who was handing out Desitin to people. And the Desitin is you put it on your feet to prevent blisters. And I get blisters all the time, but I hadn't tried the Desitin yet. This was just like 2 weeks before, or 4 weeks before. So I ended up with massive blisters on my heels when I did the Mount Monadnock walk. And so that took 2 weeks out of my training. So I was a little not as in shape as I wanted to be when I actually did the climb. The climb itself is it's amazing. You see such a wide variety of altitudes and unique flowers that are only indigenous to Mount Kilimanjaro, trees that are indigenous just to Mount Kilimanjaro that look like large pineapples almost. And so it was really interesting.
So you had little garden club stuff in there too.
Exactly. I did take pictures of flowers for the garden club to show them.
Well, I know you've done other things too, other trips that are interesting.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And just give me a little information about that because I want to have you back to talk more about that too.
So when we left Kilimanjaro, we ended up going on a safari for 5 or 6 days, 6 days. And we went to 3 different parks, and that was just amazing. If you're out there and you haven't done one, go on one. Because it is just so incredible to see the animals in real life and just amazing.
Yeah.
So,
I think we all should be following you around.
yeah, there you go.
So we can do all this stuff too.
Right.
But I know that even knowing somebody that's done these trips is kind of fun because if you can't go, at least, we can do it through you.
Right, there you go.
Yeah, and I like the idea of the fact that you did go and that you did go when your niece wanted to do this. You're a nice aunt. But so you do feel that it was worth it.
I do feel that it was worth it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to talk a little bit about some of the different areas that we walk through.
Sure.
So you start in a jungle, and you stay overnight in the jungle, and we got to see some, I can't think of the name, colobus, I think it is, monkeys.
Oh.
They're the big white back with
Oh,
a big
yeah.
white tail, and then they're black. Oh, they were gorgeous. They were hanging in the trees. And then you stay overnight there, and then you walk out of the jungle. And I remember looking at this big, massive hill in front of us, and I said, we're not going there, right? And he goes, actually, you're going to be walking along that ridge. Huh. So there's a couple of pictures behind me there. The one right behind me off of this shoulder is us just reaching the top of that. And so we literally went along the ridge. And then you come to Shira 1 Camp, which is the beginning of a plateau. And the next day you walk across the plateau. And then you end up going up to Lava Tower. And Lava Tower is about 12,000 feet up. So it's quite a high hike to get up there. And you have to stay up there for about half an hour to get the acclimation, and then you come back down. That was a very long day. That was a 12-hour walking day. And when we were coming back down, I saw in the distance this big hill, and the way the light was, it was getting towards sunset, and I could see the paths going up this big hill. And I said, we're not doing that today, are we? And he goes, yeah, you are. And I thought, oh my God. And I started to scream, literally started to scream like, no. And needless to say, we were all laughing hysterically because we all looked at it then. Everybody else looked and went, no. But they were joking, thank God. That was the next day, and that was the Barranco Wall. And I had read about the Barranco Wall, and honestly, it is just a sheer wall, and you are walking on a very small path that only you can fit on. And you're all in a row, and then it all gets clogged because you then have to get down on your butt and slide down a rock that's probably about 15 feet.
Oh my.
Then land on a small platform that's probably about the size of this area here, and then you have to start climbing back up again.
Are you all roped together?
No. So needless to say, it was a little nerve-wracking and scary. And you had to keep climbing, and that took 3.5 hours to get up the Barranco Wall. It was just crazy. And then you continue up and down and up and down. And then next thing you know, after 5 days, you're at base camp. And I just remember my sister and I just being so excited because you've always sort of dreamed about base camp. I get Outside Magazine every few years. I'd pick some up and go like, oh, I want to be this athletic. And here I was at a base camp, which was very cool. And then there's the trek up for the final night, and that you start in the middle of the night. And the picture that's to the left of me, I have to look in the mirror and figure this out. That's to the left of me. That is actually, we're already walking up. That's sunrise taking place. And it is just beautiful. The one thing that I did to help me was that I listened to a book on tape. And it was a book about, it was set in World War II, where a guy is trying to save Jews by crossing the Alps with them, helping them cross the Alps. So he's doing all this climbing. So it was absolutely, I didn't realize I was listening to that was going to be the story, but I just thought it was very apropos for what I was doing that day. Yeah. But it really helped me make it up there for, the 8-hour trek up and then the 4-hour trek back down.
Wow.
So a couple of 12-hour days. Most of the days were in the, I would say about 8 hours, and there were a couple of 5-hour ones. So just really neat though.
Yeah. Well, I think
I have a better perspective now.
Right, yeah.
Right then I was like, why am I doing this? Oh, it was very funny.
Yeah. Now you can go Prouty Woods easy.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
That's a breeze.
Exactly.
Oak Hill.
Yeah, nothing. That's nothing. I did a lot of training on Oak Hill. Yeah.
Well, I just think it's great. Very interesting. I think people ought to, think about doing this.
I would definitely say.
Yeah.
It's worth thinking about. I know my neighbor, Andy Grant, is going to be doing it in July, so I've given him a bunch of my stuff so he's got some of the equipment all ready to get going. And
good.
Yeah,
good.
so I think it's a good experience.
Yeah, and all in all, your experience was good. You didn't have feel sick or feel anything at all that?
I had weak legs, so that was what I felt. Catherine got sick the second day, I think it was, or the third day. And so it took her 2 days to recover from that. They do have medicine for you. You have lots of shots and stuff like that you have to take, but
Oh, sure.
the medicine makes a big difference.
Oh, okay.
That
the
helps
food is
you
good.
adjust, and the food is phenomenal if you're in the right thing. The other thing I'd like to tell people is that if you do decide to go, make sure you go with an organization that supports KPAT, which is the Kilimanjaro's Porters Assistance Program. This ensures that the porters have the right equipment,
Oh, okay.
that they're well fed,
Okay.
because some organizations do not participate in that.
Oh.
And a lot of those porters don't have the right clothes.
Oh,
They're freezing cold. They don't have enough food. And it's really sad. So you don't want to support those organizations. If you can't afford to go on somebody that supports KPAT, I would say, wait, save some more money and support the porters, because they're really wonderful people. They sing songs all the time. The second day we were there, they greeted us. They sing a song about welcome tourist. You're welcome on Kilimanjaro. We love having you here. Enjoy it. And no worries, Hakuna Matata, which is all from Kilimanjaro. So, yeah, it was
that's
neat.
Yeah. I think I'd like the music just to climb with.
Yeah, it was. It was helpful. It was really helpful. They're really wonderful people, too.
Good.
Really wonderful.
Good. So anything else interesting that you want to tell everybody about, or
I'm
have
trying
them
to think.
find out for themselves?
Do a lot of climbing, do a lot of leg prep, and just enjoy it. I mean, I have to say that the one thing that's hard about Kilimanjaro is because of the rocks and the gravel, you can't look up a lot. So you miss a little bit of the scenery because you're always looking. And you read that in blogs and you just don't realize that, wow, they really mean you really are watching the feet in front of you because
Sure.
you're going to trip otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
want to trip on the little ledge either.
No, that would not be good.
No. Well, I want you to keep us updated on your plans and
Okay.
any trips that you want to go on in the future.
Okay,
And I'll be looking for it
Okay.
from you.
thank you.
And you'll see Monica at the Garden Club's next big adventure, May 11th, the Garden Club plant sale on the Common. And thank you. And thank you for coming
Thanks
today.
for having me.
Yeah, I'm so happy to have you here.
Good.
Thanks for being here with us today, and remember to attend the annual town meeting on May 6th at 7 p.m. And keep busy, but don't forget to hug a senior.